Hey, and welcome to this week's episode of Magic Bringers Rising Chats for February 27th through March 5th, and find out all about how we are basically in like the last week of an old world and we're about to be birthed into a new one, and how that is all going to play into staying centered in your intuition and focused on your manifestations as we build this new earth.
Welcome to Magic Bringers Rising Chats, the show by Super Secret Powers. I'm your host, Lindsay Baldessano, and let's get ready for a dose of energy healing, channeled guidance, and humor to keep your intuitive flow open and your roots grounded so you can leave the life of healing, spiritual purpose, and magic that you want.
So yeah, March. We are like on the cusp of something new here. Um it really won't like speed up, let's say, take firmer root until we're halfway through March, more toward the end. But we are having a big shift starting next week. And I think we're going to start feeling the changes even this week. Um, and even though it's not retrograde season, like there's nothing in retrograde, um, there's a lot of movement in the planets, a lot of alignments happening. I mean, we're still probably feeling some of the effects of the Aries stellium, and maybe we're even just like coming down off that high of let's try something new. Let's be bold. Let's get out there kind of energy. And that's fine because at least out here in the Northeast, we're due for a snowstorm tonight. So hopefully things will slow down because it has been insane here. It's been insane here. Just the amount of stuff that's been happening. Not all bad stuff, not all good stuff. It's like a mix, and you don't know what each day is going to hold with everybody acting on all of that energy. Um, So, I mean, because we have a lot of stuff going on, I'm just kind of gonna sum up. So, like, the first half of the week is really going to be more of like a retrospective. Where have we been in the last 2 to 3 years? Because it's certainly, in a sense, a whole new world, after the pandemic. Um, so, we have the Mars action and we have the Venus action aligning with some of our bigger planets like Jupiter and Saturn and all that. And, it's just a really good energy to do a lot of recap in our own personal lives. Toward the end of the week, we have a particular thing where Mercury is kind of like passing really close with Saturn. So we really want to watch our words, watch our Freudian slips, ironic twists, like, or maybe you do something and you don't know exactly why you did it, but it turned out to be like the exact right thing, not just intuitively, but like on like a whole other level. Expect that kind of thing, especially with all the moon action this week. The subconscious is, really coming out, and then the great teacher with all the Saturn energy that's now starting to warm up. And there is some Chiron thrown in there for just a little bit of healing action, a little bit of push past just being retrospective to asking ourselves, what we're going to do in the future. Um, so, I mean, certainly this is a week to kind of like pace yourself and take a deep breath, um, and let it all go and let it all go again. Um, Maybe not in the sense of like a new moon release because we are building up to full moon next week. Um, so, like a climactic release for next week. Um, yeah, it feels kind of scattered because there's just so much there and there's been so much that's happening. Though I think next week is going to have a deeper gravitas to it. So, like I said, this is just that week where we like catch our breath while we can, center while we can, um, pick up what lessons we can this week, looking, retrospectively past into now, into, immediate future. Um, this week is probably a good week for any journaling or any intention resetting. I know it seems like we've been doing a lot of that because of the interesting energy we've had thus far, where it was kind of that slow start, and then we were hit with all the airy stuff, all the big energy stuff, and the airy stuff, of course, last week. And now we're shifting again. And what actually is more important is going to be next week. I mean, this is all like the beginning of energy patterns that are going to carry us into 2026 and 2025, or 2025 and 2026. So, I mean, this is like the start of a new phase. And when the big action happens at the end, toward the end of March, I think it's March 27th, with Pluto finally shifting into a whole new house. I mean, that's a new generation of people being born onto this planet that we haven't seen in 250 years. A whole new generation. The ones at Gen X get to be, grandparents and great grandparents too. We're going to be the elders of these people. Um, so big things are afoot. And I can't say that it's going to be an easy 2 weeks because Saturn, once it makes its shift next Tuesday, I think it's going to start from the ground up. It's going to start from all of our life foundations. So we have to really watch this week into next week, and a little bit further on, like 3 weeks. These next 3 weeks, we have to watch, um, where it is that we feel like our life foundations are being attacked or triggered, or um, where it seems like it's falling apart. Because, and this is going to go to the light language that we're doing today. This is all being done for you. And this isn't being done to punish you. And this isn't being done to, show you just how, bad you are as a person or as an adult or anything like that. This is so you can grow into your mastery just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. I mean, this energy will eventually stable out. We'll gain some extra competencies and extra skills and extra confidence in ourselves. And, we'll be able to make better use of that Saturn great teacher energy in Pisces. Um, as we go for a couple months from now, once we get our once we get our hands wrapped and our brains wrapped and our energy wrapped around the situation that we happen to be in. Um, so this is the start of that change. And this is, it's a start of something completely new. And we're going to be like in and out of this change phase because Pluto isn't going to just stay in is it Aquarius? I think it's Aquarius. Pluto wasn't just going to stay there. It's going to go in and out, in and out, in and out until 2024. So new energy, old energy, new energy, old energy, new energy, old energy until 2024. I mean, so this is why I think this is all happening in this number 7 year, where we have to go deep and we have to learn to be our own saviors. We have to learn to find the confidence within ourselves and know that we are capable. Maybe not capable of meeting it like totally inside the box with rules, because we're intuitive, beautiful souls. And that's going to be has always been our superpower, but that is going to be the superpower of the year for a lot of people awakening in this kind of energy. All right. I feel like that's all there really is to say about that because next week is going to be so very different. And so we really need to just, make the most of what we can this week, do a little bit of that review stuff, and then watch how things begin to shift as we get closer to the weekend. And yes, hello, Xander. Say hi, everybody. Yeah. As it shifts over the weekend, where we're now, I don't know why, but I feel like there's going to be like time slips, reality slips. Things are definitely going to shift, and I think we're all going to feel it, especially since, it all involves Pisces, 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 Pisces. Next week is like all the Pisces, which also means our intuition is going to be high. Our level of conscious awareness and soul awareness is going to be high. Um, or it's going, very least, everything's going to be shaken up in a way where it's going to be able to come forward a lot more easy. So, once you feel that, you're in a good space. Watch the emo stuff, watch the idealism stuff. Um, there was something else. And hopefully, that idealism of Pisces and the responsibility side of Saturn is going to balance itself out quickly for you. But that is also why we are doing that light language today. For this is all happening for me, not to me. All right, deep breath. Rest while you can. Journal while you can. And be present. Be present with what life is showing you this week. And just a quick note out there. If you are experiencing an awakening and your gifts are shifting and you're getting a lot of messages and you don't quite know what they mean, it's probably time to sign up for a Flow with Your Intuition package where you can get 4 sessions and I'll give you some tools. Like I'll actually send you stuff. I don't think I have that on the sales page, but that's what I have in my head for this. And we get to meet and we get to go deep, and I can really help you bring your gifts forward to more clarity. And I am a wonderful catalyst. I am somebody who can really help get things started quickly or help you reset your whole energy quickly so that it's running a little bit more efficiently, so that you aren't suffering from things like drain or the confusion or even the worry that maybe you're finally going off the deep end. You feel a little bit crazy because of perhaps the way things are coming through right now. I can help stable all that kind of stuff out for you, with you. I can facilitate that and help set you on a much better, much clearer, much stronger path with your abilities. So just look for that link in the show notes. It's either going to be above or below this video. And I encourage you, though, just to book one session just to see if we're a match, if this is the level of work that you need. And we'll go from there. And of course, make it worth everybody's while, price wise, or even payment plan wise, whatever. I'm not out to gouge anybody. Yeah, on to the light language. So, our light language today is themed around, I'm asking for transmissions and downloads around how everything is being done for you, not to you. So with this, it certainly feels like there's a lot of detoxing of everything from the solar plexus downward. So take that into account. Drink lots of water. Maybe even eat a little bit of extra fiber this week. They did want to remind you to invite you to be curious, this week. Um, if you happen to sense some sort of detachment or greater objectivity to the things going on around you in the world, embrace that and get curious about how the energy patterns have been moving around you. And yeah, see what comes up. And may you awaken with ease and joy. Thank you. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for you with us. And if you found this useful, if you found this healing, highly resonant, certainly like, follow, share Super Secret Powers. It's still kind of coursing, but we're done with the public version. I'm just feeling ripples. um, and don't forget to check out the link either above or below, depending on what platform you're watching this on. The show notes for the link for the Flow with Your Intuition sessions. Because if this is coming through and this is coming up, and it is the best thing you can do for you, because this is your most authentic self trying to come through right now and trying to take a firmer root in your world and how things are working. And you really need to be in touch with that super secret power that you have with you and be in alignment with it and learn to trust it on a deeper level this year. So look for that link. And if you're not in my Magic Bringers Rising free Facebook group, of course, I invite you to go there. I show up there more often, but I will see you next week. Brightest blessings, everyone.